Persona fans, talking about us and you.
There's a lot of them out there.
Nice.
There are. Thank you, everyone, for watching our Persona videos. We appreciate it. We like talking about Persona, and I would live inside of Persona 4 if I could.
In the universe?
No, I'd live inside Persona 4.
The game cartridge?
Yeah. I'd become part of it.
Okay.
So, 2 episodes ago, we spoke about Persona 5's, or Persona in general's, March 2016 magazine issue, hashtag, whatever. I don't fucking know how to...
Hashtag.
The way that this title is like, Persona magazine, hashtag 2016
The Japanese
March.
titles
like,
are
I was
very
like,
convoluted,
what? I don't
so.
know. But anyway, Persona magazine for March 2016 issue has released, which features a new interview with Persona series director Katsura Hashino, who shares new tidbits on Persona 5. Okay?
Let's hear them.
Feed me those tidbits, Josh.
I'll fucking feed you the tidbits.
We should say this information might be old to some. It's about a week old, right?
Yeah, some of it, but we're going to dissect it.
We're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Stick
There's also
around.
magazine scans, too. So
Yeah.
that are
It's not like it's like super out there information, because it's like magazine scans that was translated and on NeoGAF, and then I found some stuff on Reddit about it, and it's not like it's, you know.
Yeah, I'm just saying don't leave just because you already know this information. We're going to discuss this and talk about it further.
Alright, so the dungeon level design is vastly different from previous games. All of them incorporate different stories and can be thoroughly enjoyed. We saw this from the first trailer that we saw. This, like, the stealth element, him jumping from the fucking chandeliers and shit. Like, the fucking swiping, like, back and forth between cover. So that we already know that it's different. So this isn't really surprising, but it's nice, again, that he wants to, you know, specify that, listen... It's different. The dungeon is different because Persona 3 and Persona 4 were like pretty much vastly different from within themselves. Where Persona 3 had the what the fuck was it called? The
What are you talking about?
with all the rooms, the dungeon. What was it called? The dungeon, the place where you go for the dungeon has one name.
Oh,
there's like a central hub where you go to all the dungeons.
The fucking...
I couldn't help you there.
it's been so long since I played that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I really can't remember. I
get the general idea though.
Yeah, and then Persona 4, whereas each character that you go to save has their own dungeon. The dungeon layouts are different. The enemies are pretty much different, and whatever. So yeah, and this is gonna be vastly different from Persona 4.
Spicing it
I'm
up.
trying to think of what it was called. Terminus?
That's it.
Is it Terminus?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Damn.
I think it's Terminus. I'm pretty sure you're correct.
Go ahead.
Anyway, by choosing the cliched theme of, is that I think I spelled that wrong. I spelled that wrong.
It's not Terminus.
Oh.
You
Tartarus.
missed a little fucking
Yeah.
dill.
It's called Tartarus. Terminus is a Walking Dead thing, alright?
Oh my god. Sorry. Anyway.
Tartarus
But
is a fucking... Sounds like tartar sauce, alright?
tartar sauce.
That's all you need to know.
By choosing the cliched theme of Phantom Thieves, Atlas hopes to surprise users and put in more ideas than can be imagined. I don't... Like, some of this stuff is going to sound weird to us because the translation...
Yeah, the translation's
definitely.
not one-to-one.
Yeah,
So.
but Phantom Thieves, I mean, obviously, it's interesting because now our characters are more of a, what I'm at least perceiving as, I wouldn't call them necessarily villains, but I'd call them, you know, delinquents maybe. Mm-hmm. Hoodlums, if you will.
Anti-heroes?
Anti-heroes, that's a good point, yeah. Whereas, like, I mean, I don't know, that's going to be vastly different, but I can only think of, like, Breaking Bad, whereas, like, personally, at least, I rooted for the fucking bad guy the whole time, even up till the end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, something like that. The setting is in Tokyo, we already know this, we saw this from some trailers. Many of the characters are labeled or look at things from a biased point of view and such, and are spending their days unhappily, feeling that it can't be helped and don't fit in. Breaking the status quo, rising up, and coming alive is how the introduction will develop.
So instead of like looking at yourself and like finding out who your true self is, like in Persona 4.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find out how to explain this. It's more of, I feel like it's more focused on the group as a whole rather than you finding yourself individually, like, with other people.
Yeah.
Does that make any kind of sense?
Yeah. Finding where you belong, if you will.
And like your relation to the surrounding environment.
Yeah.
Where you are.
Because we know certain characters have certain problems and they become friends with you.
Right.
Because of their problems, if that makes sense, yeah.
And that's what I love about Persona, dude, because, like, you get so fucking encompassed in your character and the characters around you that, like, you really, like, number one, you want to keep finding out, but you want to figure out, like, who you are as a character in the game, and it's like it's really hard to explain, but it's done so well. It's one of the reasons why I love like Persona 4 so much. It's such a unique experience because yes, the RPG elements are amazing, and the combat is amazing, and the story is amazing, but it's not even really about that. It's about finding yourself as a player and as a character.
And your friends finding themselves. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about the journey rather than the destination.
Yeah. I agree.
So. Okay. Regarding Ryuji Sakamoto, which is...
The blonde man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He is a let's change the world character who pulls along the protagonist. The hero begins...
Japan. Yeah, I love the description.
The hero begins his phantom thieving after getting caught up with Ryuji. He's insistent but kind on the inside. His personality is a good match for his voice actor, Mamoru Miyano, and his persona, Captain Kidd, matches Ryuji's setting and episode.
Now, his persona was the big pirate guy, right?
Correct, yeah. Yeah, Captain Kidd. So, also, like... For me personally, he kind of seems maybe like sort of like a kanji type character.
Yeah, I would say so.
But
we got to keep the spoilers to a minimum. Don't forget.
Yeah,
Steven's not done yet.
Yeah, but my bad.
Kanji, he doesn't even know who kanji is.
Yeah, it's if there's no context, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a character that's going to come up in the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anne Takamaki.
Takamaki.
I think that's it. I'm not good with Japanese names. She is a quarter American character who has returned to Japan and is well liked. We know this already. She doesn't have friends, and though she stands out, she is cut off and isolated from her surroundings. She stands out because she's American. After becoming your friend, her bright personality makes her the lively mood maker of the group. Her persona, Carmen, has a female fatale side to her, and in an incident related to Anne, the protagonist, and Ryuji will take on the fight in the other world. In this sense, Anne will have an influence on the fate of the protagonists.
That's interesting. I don't quite understand that.
I think he's saying that she's going to be an integral character.
So you know the thing with the guy on the subway and he crashes the subway. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like I think whatever's going on, maybe that's
related
what it's
to her.
referring to. Yeah.
Yeah.
She has an influence on the fate of the protagonist.
Her persona has a fatale side. In an incident related to Anne, the protagonist and Ryuji will take on a fight in the other world.
Yeah, so maybe
she is the catalyst for finding the shadow.
Yeah, and in the limited context of what I played of Persona 4, it sounds like because the dungeons seem to be so far based off the characters you rescue. So maybe I don't know if you have to rescue her, or maybe something happens in the other world. I don't.
Yeah, no,
I can't add much, but that's when I hear that, like I kind of related it back to that.
Yeah, Ryuji could be like Yusuke, and Anne could be like Chie. You know what I mean? For the whole beginning.
Yeah. But let me tell you something about Anne. She is bae already. Okay. All right. Morgana. A character similar to Persona 4's Teddy, obviously, that will help you navigate the other world. Having previously been involved in the Phantom Thief business for certain reasons, she also bears the responsibility of training the protagonist as Phantom Thieves. So, very similar to Teddy. In the real world, Morgana takes on the form of an ordinary cat, and Hashino wants you to look forward to the reason why that is. So he's saying, you want to know... This is a spicy meatball.
There's like a story behind it.
Yeah. Morgana's persona, Zoro, is her admired form. Because she's usually small and called with a hey cat, Morgana's persona takes on a macho form.
I think hey cat is equivalent to here kitty. I think that's what they're
something like that.
You know what I mean? Like here kitty kitty, like they're like babying her, and she likes the macho form because she's not being babied.
Right. Yeah. It's like, whereas like if you remember like Teddy, never mind.
Hey cat.
Teddy's persona isn't necessarily eventually like big, but there's I don't want to spoil. There's a part with Teddy where he's like, you'll see. I really don't want to spoil that part. So
yeah, I don't want to say I am worried. I was worried a little bit that Morgana was going to be too much like Teddy and it wasn't going to play out very well. You know.
Hang on for a second. Spoiler alert. Steven, cover your ears real quick. I'm just going to whisper like Teddy's boss form. Okay, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I think I heard you.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah,
the deep voice. And
yeah. Okay, you're
Hopefully
good.
They heard that.
Yeah. If you're not, I'll put it up on the screen right now. Make sure you don't watch this part, Steven.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me write that down actually so I remember. So, in regards to Yusuke Kitagawa An eccentric character whose illustration may give off a different appeal. He has talent as a painter and is also an art scholarship student. So he's the guy with purple hair, right? That we saw.
Yeah.
Now, he looked like an antagonist to me. in the
Yeah,
first
but
film.
it doesn't look like he is anymore from like some of the things that they're explaining.
Well, he could also. I feel like how you're going to come across Yusuke is very similar to how you come across. Not really a spoiler. How you come across Kanji, where at first he's like, you don't know who he is, and you kind of think he's a douchebag or he's mean to you, or.
Because I was gonna say he's probably more like a, what's her name?
Naoto?
Yeah, Naoto. Maybe it's
You
like
think so?
more of like a Naoto type character.
Like a justice?
Yeah,
Like he's like the justice person? Or arcane?
maybe.
I don't know. I get the vibe that
Well-
he is going to try to stop you, and then he like realizes what you're doing. There's a bigger picture there, and he's going to be like, okay, and he's going to join you.
Yeah, I would.
You know?
Oh, a bigger picture there. He's a painter. So, yeah. So this is the most interesting part to me personally. There will be a system similar to social links. It is communication driving. Communication is the driving force for those who are trying to make a change. It's a question. He poses a question. I'm sorry. Is communication the driving force for those who are trying to make a change? With that question in mind, Hashino says that it will be good if Persona 5 depicted human relations a step above Persona 3 and Persona 4 social links. So I just take that as it's going to be more of a complex system than Persona 4.
I wish that the social links, I hope that they have more of an influence on the main story. In Persona 4, it would seem you would max out the social link of a character. You would have the dialogue where they would say how much they love you and how much they care about you, and then they would still treat you the same way in the game, in the main story, like as if you guys didn't have that emotional bond, except for like Rise, because she is the narrator when you're in the battles eventually,
Right?
And how she like says certain things to you. It'll change if you max up her social link or whatever. But besides that, no other character really has any changes.
Yeah, I guess.
You know?
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
I guess I wasn't really like, super focused on that though, because like I was so involved with like getting like the social link max. I was like, oh, fucking Yukiko, like let's go. You know,
I just wish like the whole thing with like, you know how you raise kanji social link?
Yeah.
Like after that whole thing happens and the event happens at the end of that. Spoilers. Don't want to say too much. I wish that came into play in the main story a little more somehow.
Yeah.
And they just don't talk about it. I understand why, because it's a game mechanic that it would be hard to make all of the. It's like, oh, well, did you max out Kanji's social link? Did you max out Chie's social link? If you did, then this would happen. If not, this would happen. You know what I mean? It'd be too many different scenarios. I understand why they didn't do it, but I think that they should do it.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
not
I
very
totally see.
far, and I apologize, this is an obvious question, but if you increase the social bond between your characters in Persona 4, do you get battle bonuses? Or is it just... I know there's stuff about, like, you get Persona...
They
interact with
essentially
your
their persona gets like extra abilities via your social link with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I may borrow from a franchise that's actually crossing over with Fire Emblem, and the more recent Fire Emblems, the Fates that just came out in Awakening before Hat, it's tactical RPG, but you can essentially have like social links and eventually have kids that like become like a character that you can use in battle. And since if you move like the two characters that you want to link next to, like in the same square or like in like adjacent squares on the battlefield, you get like battle bonuses and do more damage and shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So maybe I know that's going to work together in the Shin Megami Cross Fire Emblem game.
Okay.
So I don't know if some of that they might try to incorporate in Persona 5. I have no idea how that would work. Probably.
Maybe I would
don't
assume
know.
probably not something like that because they're high school kids, so I wouldn't really expect.
The kid.
Well, I don't know if the kid thing won't be a
No,
thing,
but the thing where you said like when they're next to each other in battle.
maybe there's like more battle to battle interaction or like extra attacks you can do
I mean, it'd be cool
if
if they
you
had
have
like
them in your party. or something.
like co-op attacks or something where like you could how they have the all out
Yeah.
the all out
Yeah.
attacks.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Persona
yeah,
4.
yeah.
Like if they had maybe like better versions of that depending on your social link
Yeah.
with certain characters, certain special
Yeah.
moves even.
Yeah,
they
and you
could
can
add.
do that in
Ooh.
the Wii U game. Like there's that interaction. That's how it plays in the dungeon crawler aspect.
Good point.
It's
That's
not tactical, so
a good
maybe
point.
they import some of that. I have no idea.
That's a good
but-
idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not, but that's a really good idea. Yeah, I like that. I hope
agree.
so. And then the last bullet. So Atlas is celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Persona series this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I
20
did not even
years.
know that until I read
20
it.
fucking years, dude.
Well, to be fair, Persona 4, their last entry came out in like 2007 or something, right?
Yeah, it was a
2008,
PS2
yeah.
game.
Or maybe Golden came out in 2008.
No, Golden came out
2010.
like more recently, 2012 even.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I forget. You have it over there?
I do. 2012.
Okay. So I think maybe regular Persona 4 came out in 2008 then. But yeah, they're celebrating 20 years. And since Atlus is thinking about if it can make an announcement that will please users while first waiting for Persona 5, Hashino says to look forward to something in that vicinity.
Yeah, I heard about this, and you know what I think it is? It could be Persona 3 and 4 ports, or Persona in general ports to PS4.
Yeah.
I think.
So, listen. I forget his name, but someone commented on our last Persona video about how he said that he hopes that the Persona 4 comes to PS4 and it has trophies or whatever. And I said, yes, absolutely. I want to suck that off if that happens. So I don't see, like, if they could fucking, like, bridge the gap of, you know, the little bit more time that we have before Persona 5's release, and they release Persona 4 and Persona 3 or whatever, or just one or the other on PlayStation 4 with trophies.
What if they put out a demo of Persona 5, like you do with Dungeon? That'd be fucking insane.
That'd be the end. My heart would explode.
Getting fucking hot in here, dude. Make me
See, it's
fucking
weird.
moist.
It's 20 years, and Pokemon's 20 years
Yeah.
old, too.
What's weird about
Yeah,
this announcement, though, this sentence is, he says, Atlus is thinking about if we can make an announcement that will please users while first waiting for Persona 5.
Yeah.
Makes it seem like it'd be after Persona
Yeah,
5.
as you've seen, like, bridge the...
I
You were
see.
saying,
Yeah.
like, you know, before it.
Yeah.
Puts them out before it. I think that what he's saying is after. Could be a translation error, but that's what I get out of it.
Yeah, the wording's kind of confusing.
Yeah, a lot of this wording is confusing.
Pre-order Persona 5
Or if it's
Special
like-
Edition, including the mask, and you also get Persona 4 and 3 on PS4. It'd be the end.
I'd jerk off to that statement.
That'd be the end of it. My life would be over.
What if they did, this is just, like, fan service now, but, like, they had a system that had, like, a decal of, like, Persona on it. Would you buy it?
Buy a new PS4.
Yeah, would you?
I think you would.
Looks like you would, yeah.
I need a new one anyway. Let's go.
Yeah. Although mine's pretty slick, though. I have the Imperial logo on my PlayStation 4.
Oh, shit.
Custom.
That's a hard...
Custom made by
Hard
Mr.
trade-off.
Brett Roberts right there. So, yeah. But no, listen, dude. I'm a shill. So.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
Definitely
It
is.
is.
The hype
Persona
train rolls
5.
on.
Yeah. Hype train is fucking steaming up, if you will.